So then
Video is also.
at one time, the leader of the thieves, desiring a son, started a sacrifice with a human being as an offering to Bhadrakali. Bhadrakalayi, Purusha Pashum. So a dacoit wanted a son who will be their future leader, who will become the greatest of all the thieves. So with that intention, he wanted to have a human offering, human sacrifice unto Bhadrakali, so that he will have a powerful human as a son. So with that intention, they were searching for
Yes.
so like that life was going on. On one particular day, a leader of the thieves, dacoits leader, wanted to have a son who would lead their future generations. So you would get a powerful son only if they do human sacrifice. Even Krishna book also we have such an instant. Our Jarasandha, he wanted to become the monarch. One way becoming the monarch is to defeat all the kings. Other way, offer so many humans in the sacrifice, so one will become so powerful that no one could stand in front of him. So like the forceful tapasya. Even Jayadratha, he also performed severe tapasya to Lord Shiva with a desire to defeat the Pandavas all. But Lord Shiva told that you cannot defeat Arjuna. Others you can defeat one day. That is a forceful defeat, not like normal defeat. So he also wanted to have some thief by birth. So he would get if by offering a human as a sacrifice. Vrishalapati means the leader of the Shudras or thieves. Alabata means that he began to sacrifice. So what happened? The sacrificial human of the leader of the thieves had escaped by chance. So they actually bought one person so that they can offer him. In exchange, they will get a son. But that fellow escaped. Now they need a person. And his followers were pursuing his path in the night. Not catching him at midnight, covered by darkness, they suddenly saw the son of the Angira Brahmana, who was protecting the fields from wild boars and deers, seated on a raised platform. Why even the field there is a platform they sit on the top and they will keep throwing the stones if there are any birds and all in between they will keep disturbing making sounds and all. So he was there day and night. So this fellow escaped because they generally do offering in the midnight only. So when they are about to offer, this fellow escaped that of human offering, Purusha Pashu. And the other the thieves searching after him, they could not find him. Then they suddenly saw Jada Bharata, who in the mid dead of the night he was scarecrowing. So they understood, hey, this fellow is perfectly suitable. The sacrificial human had by chance escaped. Bharata was seated on a platform in the end. Then what did they do? Considering that Bharata was faultless qualities, would fulfill the purpose of their master. Generally, they would offer small kids. Small kids only they would offer such kind of sacrifices. So now they saw this is a mad person. The mad person is like the small child only. So he is perfectly right. He would fulfill the purpose of their master. They tied him up with rope and with happy faces brought him with great joy to the temple of Kali. So they thought that even though that Purusha Pashu escaped, we got a more bigger offering than the smaller offering. So they were more joyous on bringing him. Yeah. And this fellow is not even resisting also. The Brahmana Bharata not even resisting also. They were taking him, he was just kept quiet. Silent, he was silent. And then the priest bathed Bharata after many years. First time he is bathing. They bathed Bharata according to the rules. Dressed him in a new cloth. After many years, he got new cloth. Decorated him for the first time. He was decorated with ornaments, sandalwood, garlands, and tilaka. जीवन में पहले बार हो गया होगा. Maybe when he was young, when his mother was there, his mother might have did all these things. decorating nicely, wearing new clothes and putting tilak and combing and oil, everything would have done. But after mother passed away, this must be the first time he bathed. Next, decoration, applying oil, sandalwood also, garlands, tilaka, everything. And then they fed him nicely. Till now, many years he was not eating properly. Today, first time he had a nice feast. They had him sit in front of Bhadrakali. They brought him in front of Bhadrakali along with the paraphernalia for animal sacrifice, including incense, lamps, garlands, papad rice. Along with the arati plate, they brought him also. And shoots and fruits to the sound of singing and beating drums. And while he was coming, there was a royal reception, playing of the musical instrument, beating the drums, and everything like for the first time he was experiencing something different. Like a special person he was treated and brought inside. Panya means the priest of the thieves. Atatena Vasasa means with new cloth. Vaishasa Samstaya means with arrangements for slaughter. Because all these things they are doing it for slaughter only. Then the chief priest for the leader of the thieves, desiring to please Kali, desiring to please Bhadrakali, with the blood of the sacrificial human, took up his sharp, fearful sword consecrated to Kali. That special knife, which is meant to cut the neck of the sacrificial animal or sacrificial human being here, the head priest lifted it. He is about to chop off the head of Brahmana Bharata. Urshala Rajapati Pani means the chief priest. So when he took up the sword, something astonishing, never ever expected, happened. The low class men, all the thieves, whose their minds were contaminated with passion, pride, and wealth, with whose minds were contaminated with passion, pride, and wealth, with natures of passion and ignorance, were preparing to commit violence, making the troops of the Lord's Avatara unhappy. See, now you see, when the priest leader was about to cut his top of his head, the other followers are beating drums, playing instrument, dancing, loudly shouting, and so many things they were doing. As they are the low class men whose minds were contaminated with passion, pride, and wealth, whose with natures of passion and ignorance, Rajas, Tamas, Prakriti, Nam, were preparing to commit great violence by killing Bharata, Brahmana Bharata, making the troops of the Lord's avatars unhappy. Bhagavat Kala Veera Kulam Kadarti Krutyam. So, in that way, making the troops of the Lord's avatars unhappy. Kali, understanding that their sacrifice, they're sacrificing Bharata, who was without enemy and the friend of all beings, was cruel and unauthorized, even in an emergency situation, suddenly burst out of the deity form with a flaming body and blinding the light. When Lord's expansions all the way up to Kali Mata, who are not at all happy what's happening here, because Bharata Maharaj was a greatest of all devotees. He is friend of everyone. He does not have enmity towards anyone. So he does not deserve such kind of heinous treatment. When that is happening, Kali Mata could not tolerate anymore. She suddenly dividing the deity into two parts. She came out of the deity, like Narsingadev dividing the pillar into two parts came out. She also came out. And as soon as she came out, there was flashing light, blinding the entire area. Of course, flashing light, there is too much light also people cannot see. So entire area, all the people situated there, they could not see anything. They were blinded by the flashlight. When Narsinga Dev came out, there was huge sound and also light. But here the sound seems to be not so much, but the light is so much. People could not see what happening here. So in that way. Veera Kulam means a group of devotees acting as an army. Kadartik Kritya means making unhappy. Understanding the actions being undertaken, Kali broke the farm and emerged. Or the deity Kali broke by the effulgence of Bharata. The word Eva indicates that Bharata was not cut by the sword. Violence is permitted to protect oneself during times of danger. However, killing Bharata was not at all permitted. So scripture says that violence is permitted during emergency. When there is no other food, that time one can kill animal as an offering to Kali Devi, then accept prasada. But in general, when there is so much other food also, when people try to eat meat, that is the biggest of all violences. So in that way. Then Mother Kali Mata breaking open the deity came out, producing intense light. Then what she do? She had a fearsome visage. Her appearance is like very fearful, with bright opened eyes, bright open tongue, bright open mouth, and 8 arms, burning with red eyes, crooked teeth, and frowning brows, which expanded by the force of her anger and intolerance to the offense to Bharata. In great anger, she released a loud laugh, indicating her desire to destroy the whole universe. When Lord Narsinga appeared from the pillar, he produced the lion roaring, and here goddess Kali producing loud laugh, thinking that today I am going to have a feast of killing the Asuri mentality people. So like that. Along with her followers, she began to drink the warm blood as liquor, as it flowed from the necks of the sinful thieves, whose heads she severed with the same sword. She came out of the deity. She took the sword from the hands of the main priest, and first of all, she cut the head of the priest. Then the next to him, the Yajaman was there, his head was cut. Like that, all the thieves, their heads were cut. And the ghastly picture shows that from the neck, the blood is oozing out. And the ghost, Bhuta Preta Pishashas who came along with Kali, they were collecting all the blood and drinking. So like that. Overwhelmed by intoxication, she began to sing loudly and dance with her followers and tossed the heads of the thieves around in play. So it's like that. So one Bhuta Preta Pishasha drinking the blood and Abhi pillow, like that. They are exchanging the heads from one hand to other hand, and they are releasing the blood of the thieves.
So these Bhutas
Ah.
are devotees of Kali.
Ah. No, Lord Shiva and Durga Devi, they are called as Bhutanath. Whatever Bhutas, they take shelter of Lord Shiva. They'll be with them. That's why Prabhupada says that when people thinking that they will offer meat to Kali and they will have Kali Mahaprasad, it is not Kali Mahaprasad. It is actually Bhuta Prasad. The Bhuta and Lord Shiva give shelter to all these Bhuta Pita Pishashas. Na? They are hungry always. They want something. So when people offer some meat to them, some sacrificed, that is accepted by the Bhuta Pretas. And people who eat that thinking that is Kali Mahaprasad is actually not Kali Prasad. It is the Prasad of the Kali's associates, Bhuta Preta Pishashas. So,
So there are these people who are making sacrifices, who are earlier also making, or right now not human sacrifice or any animal
sacrifice. Yes.
So they are devotees of Kali. For example, these people who are making sacrifice to this. So they are in one sense they are taking shelter of Kali to fulfill their desires. So they will also become like associates of Kali or something like that. What? will be said
Yeah,
by-
they will become asuras if they are left like that.
Yes.
The life itself is very ghastly. The entire life, they will become like that only. She became angry, unable to tolerate the offense to Bharata. She had a face fearful with the energy of her red eyes, crooked teeth, the branches of her frowning eyebrows, which expanded by the force of her absorption in anger and intolerance at the offense to Bharata. She became very angry that all these days they were offering some innocent animals or some other human beings who were sold off, something like that. But now they're actually going to kill a great devotee. How can she tolerate that? She herself is great Vaishnavi. How can she tolerate other devotee being getting disturbed? Hantu kame vedam means she desired to destroy the universe because of the offense to Bharata, one entity residing in that universe. In order to protect Bharata, she is ready to destroy the entire universe if somebody comes to rescue these thieves. Whoever comes to protect these thieves, she is ready to kill them in order to protect Bharata. So with that intention, she began to chop off the heads of everyone who were coming forward, one after the other. And the followers, her followers, they began to feast upon the blood, flesh, etc. etc. Committing offense with violence to the devotee brings such a result to the offender. When someone tries to commit a violence to such a devotee like Bharata, they only will be destroyed. Nothing will happen to that devotee. Ho Parikshit, for the highest devotees who have severed the tight knot of identity with the body, who are friends with all beings, who have no enemy, who are protected by the attentive Lord, with his attentive Sudarshan Chakra, and his various moods, and who had taken shelter of his fearless lotus feet, is not, it is not surprising that one can be undisturbed the moment of having one's head cut off. Such a devotee who has nothing to gain in this material world, nothing to lose from this material world, who is constantly meditating upon the Supreme Lord, who is friends with all beings, who has no enemy, who is constantly protected by the Supreme Lord, even if someone is going to cut off his head, surprising that he would not say anything. He would simply say, "My dear Lord, whatever is your desire, I am simply following your desire." So, like that. This is the greatness of Bharata Maharaj. That's why he did not retaliate. Even the thieves want to kill him, but he did not retaliate. He simply, same as Prahlad Maharaj also. When Prahlad Maharaj's father Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill his son, he employed his soldiers to kill him in various means. Prahlad Maharaj did not retaliate. He simply followed as an obedient son whatever his father wanted him to go through. But he was saved at every time by Supreme Lord. Same way here, Lord's via medium Durga Devi saved him. Is it not impossible that Bharata would not be disturbed by his death and not show anger to the killers? Somebody might ask. Sukadeva Goswami replying that, "Oh Parikshit, it is not surprising that there is no disturbance when one's head is about to be cut off. For persons who are free from the tight knot in the heart composed of identity with the body, who are friends with all beings, even their killer, and who are protected by the attractive Lord holding in his hand the attentive chakra with his various modes of affection for his devotees, protecting the righteous and punishing the sinful. Protecting the righteous, punishing the sinful. What was the Bhagavad Gita verse? Paritranaya sadhuna vinayashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Lord is always vigilant to protect his devotees. What was that verse? Kaunteya pratijaneji nami bhakta pranashati. The devotee is not interested in protecting himself. He thinks that, okay, this is the Lord's desire. If Lord wants me to die in the hands of these decaits, I'm okay. Whatever Lord wants. He simply remained remembering Lord's pastimes within the core of his heart. Same way Prahlad Maharaj also, even when the soldiers were about to kill him and do something, Prahlad Maharaj simply thinking the lotus feet of Supreme Lord. He was doing only Smaranam. That protected him from all dangers. Both Prahlad Maharaj there. Here our Brahmana Bharata was protected by Kali Mata. So it's like that. Any questions?
So for a normal devotee project, now he is Bharata. Kali personally protected him.
Yes.
For a normal devotee or practicing devotee, means how the rule or how the goddess Kali has. So what is the approach towards a devotee who is trying to take shelter of Krishna?
See, from current day point of view, we should see that. So Lord may protect, may not protect our body, but he will certainly protect our bhakti. That is more important. We may leave that body in the hands of that required Sundal, but in the next life, we will continue from where we stopped our bhakti. That guarantee Lord takes care. He may protect, he may not protect the physical body currently, but in the next life, we will have that bhakti continuing from where we left off. So in that way, don't have to. But one should make an endeavor to protect oneself. One should not expose to such kind of dangerous situation. So, we are not on the platform of Bharat. So better understand our limitations and protect ourselves to the extent it is required. Okay? Prabhuji.
In the 18th text, it seems that the Lord Kali, Goddess Kali, actually, along with her associates, she drank the blood which is coming from the necks of the thieves. So that means that Goddess Kali and her associates both actually drank the blood.
Sahagan, just to encourage them, she just started. Just like in the Mahabharata also, it says that Bhima took a vow that I will drink the blood of Dushasana from the heart, chest portion. Later on, Gandhari asked, you drank the blood of my son without considering him to be your brother. Then Bhima said that, my dear mother, I did not drink the blood. I just put the blood in my mouth only. I did not swallow. That is just to fulfill my vow, I put it in the mouth. Here Kali Mata also, maybe just to encourage her followers, just took one sip and the followers took it as granted and then they do the remaining.
Kali did one sip.
Maybe put in the mouth. Okay. Even if she takes also, no problem. She is Kali.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to understand.
Yeah. My understanding is like that. Just to encourage her followers, she might have taken one sip like this and remaining they did. The followers did.
Okay.
It's like that.
And even if it is Kali, when we actually understand like that, so it is allowed for in the mode of ignorance to actually take it in a different form for Mother Parvati. So that is allowed. Allowed in the sense that is the general practice.
No.
Because while we actually give the explanations, we actually give that she is a Vaishnavi. She actually does not actually take meat.
Yes.
Or engage in this things. Is it, or should we also accept that even she actually takes it, she is not actually getting affected, so it really doesn't matter.
Yes, that is true. Even if they take, they are not affected. They are not ordinary people. They are like very elevated people. And their taking is not for sense gratification. That is just to, what you can say. It is just as a matter of destruction. Like what Arjuna says in Bhagavad Gita. Leli ase tava ugra. Rupam. So all the Kaurava warriors are entering into the mouth of the universal form, and the universal form is crushing them apart in the top with the teeth, and once in a while, licking the blood on the lips. So universal form, who is the universal form?
Not Vishnu.
He is also eating, he is also eating up and licking their blood.
That is not like a personal thing. That is one of the functional aspects.
What functional? That is personal only. As good as personal only. Arjuna seeing it.
Hmm. Okay, then.
It's like that. See, at their level, we should not apply our rules and regulations. If we apply
Yeah,
our
that is also.
to our level, so
Yes, please.
it's not fair.
Thank you, please.
So we'll take 2 minutes break and then we'll continue with the next chapter. So